Buck Nation, Rob Gronkowski is officially a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. This news came out of nowhere. I know I was hearing some rumors and rumblings about it, but I didn't really think it was going to happen. But it did. So, you know, definitely insane. But before I get into my reaction, welcome back to another one of my videos. I am Rami B, and I am here to give you my response to the Rob Gronkowski pickup. I hope you all are doing well during this quarantine and, you know, taking care of yourselves and your families, and I hope you all are healthy and safe. But I know what you're here for, the Rob Gronkowski reaction. So, if you are new here, make sure you click the subscribe button down below. I will have a draft reaction coming up within the next week after all the rounds are done and kind of go through all of our draft picks. But I know you're here for the Rob Gronkowski pickup, so let's get into that. Yesterday, we officially traded for Rob Gronkowski. We traded a 4th rounder and we received Rob and a 7th rounder. And I know a lot of people were wondering whether Rob Gronkowski was going to come out of retirement last year during the playoff time with the Patriots. And it seemed like, you know, he was officially done. But he wanted to play with Tom Brady. He said he didn't want to play with any other quarterback. And I think coming to Tampa, being in the warm weather, being under a coach that isn't as tight, you know, doesn't run a super like tight, strict regime like Bill Belichick, I think that made Rob Gronkowski feel a little bit better about the season. I know I've talked about in my last 2 videos ago about Tom Brady signing that, you know, this is the first time Tom Brady will be having fun playing football because Bruce is a fun quarterback or a fun coach. He is similar to Bill Belichick in terms of like he's very strict. He'll really call out players and things like that, but he's kind of like a player's coach. And I think Rob Gronkowski sees the opportunity to be playing in Florida in warm weather in a less strict environment as something appealing to him. After taking a year off, he is hopefully healthy. I know he was very injury prone throughout his career, so hopefully having that year off is good for him. He just had his Zoom press conference with the Tampa Bay media, and he said he weighs about 250, and his playing weight in his last year in New England was 265, so he doesn't really have to put on too much weight. I'm indifferent about whether the weight is good for him or not. He's only 30 years old, probably I think going to turn 31 during the season. But to me, the signing is more than just, oh my God, we got Gronk, because obviously we're probably not going to get the all-pro Pro Bowl level Gronk that, you know, in his prime and his peak years like he was in New England. I think with our offense being not so tight end focused, I think having a tight end that is comfortable with Brady and Brady's comfortable with him will help. And of course, Brady will throw some balls his way. I think the potential of not having any OTAs or off-season training, workouts and things like that is going to, you know, hurt the chemistry between Brady and the receivers. So I think having Gronk there helps with that because they do have that chemistry and experience. I think Gronk is someone that Brady trusts and knows he'll be in the right position at the right time. Gronk is pretty sure-handed, and Gronk is someone that Brady can rely on in really clutch moments at the end of games, end of halves, and really big moments. To me, I don't see Gronk playing 100% of the snaps. I know we still have O.J. Howard, and there's rumors that we're trying to trade him so we can move up in the draft and get an offensive lineman. But honestly, with O.J. Howard's contract being so cheap, being on the last year of his rookie deal, and I think we can get a 5th-year option if we wanted to. I think we should keep him, honestly. To me, the ideal situation for Gronk would be don't have him play 100% of the snaps. Maybe have him play like 60 to 65% of the snaps. Keep him fresh and healthy throughout the season. And have him ready for the playoffs, because it seems like at this point we are going to make the playoffs with the amount of talent that we have. I think Gronk is going to be good. I think for us to have it be a successful signing, I think Gronk needs to have 2 to 3 big games during the regular season. Big games against big opponents. So we know that he does come up in the clutch in the big moments. So having it be like a battle against the Saints for like #1 in the division, have him come up with like 2 touchdowns, 100 yards, a big game like against the Chiefs when they come into town, for example. In those big moments, I think if Gronk has 2 to 3 really good games, we'll be satisfied with the signing. Of course, like I said, having him healthy and not wear him down through the season and have him ready for the playoffs, because you know he's going to show up in the playoffs. I think he leads all NFL tight ends with touchdowns in the playoffs. I think I also read that he also is 2nd all-time in playoff touchdowns behind Jerry Rice. He's going to show up in the playoffs. Look, I got my wallpaper turned off. It was my Color Rush Levante David wallpaper from the Bucs website. But anyways, screensaver went on. But yeah, I think it's a good signing overall. I think having him and his winning pedigree alongside Tom Brady, again, like I mentioned in the video of Tom Brady signing, the players are going to really step up their level of commitment and effort, because you got 2 Hall of Fame, arguably the greatest at their positions with Tom Brady and Gronk, people saying he's the greatest tight end of all time. Having them both together is going to, you know, put a level of urgency among the rest of the roster and make them really want to, you know, display more effort and really get it together. again, I think this is a great signing for us. I think that experience that he brings, whether we get rid of OJ or not, I'm still not too worried about it. OJ seems to be in Bruce Arians' doghouse. Cam Brate, it seems like they like him because he's pretty short-handed. But I will say that this is it is Tom Brady's best supporting cast in his career. If you want to talk about individual players, Randy Moss was single-handedly the best player that Tom Brady has ever played with on the offensive side. However, if you're talking about a full supportive cast, you have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin on the outside. You have Gronk, Cameron Brate, OJ Howard as of now. Ronald Jones, they're still high on him. He did show some flashes, but I think we are going to draft a running back. So hopefully if we do draft one, he's pretty effective pass catching and, running out of the backfield and things like that. That'll, shore up that cast as well. And if we get a slot receiver, which I think we're probably going to draft one since we didn't re-sign, well, not slot, I mean a third receiver since Godwin kind of plays in the slot a lot. We don't have Brashard Perriman. I know there's rumors like, the Bucs might as well trade for Julian Edelman. If we do that, again, I wouldn't be mad at it. I know he's a lot older, but again, with him and Gronk being older, and specifically Gronk since he is the one we have, Gronk being older, I know a lot of people are worried about the workload. Again, in New England, he was the #1 option for most of his career. You knew the ball was going to Gronk in certain situations. You knew he was the guy. But I think in Tampa, having Chris Godwin and Mike Evans on the outside, having another tight end, I think the pressure comes off of Gronk, and he doesn't have to worry so much about double teams. Like, if you're a defensive coordinator, honestly think about it. Who do you double team? Mike Evans? You leave, the other side open. Chris Godwin, you leave Mike Evans open. You want to double a tight end, then you have, the outside is open. So I think, teams are really going to have to pick their poison. And honestly, I think teams are probably going to focus on stopping our 2 wide receivers and just let an older Gronk beat them. But either way, I think this is good for Gronk. It's going to open up a lot of opportunities, and it's really going to open up the offense. We might have, honestly, one of the best crafted offenses of all time. Obviously, free agency doesn't mean much. We have to see how it is. But on paper, it's probably going to be the most potent offense comparable to the Kansas City Chiefs, who are just loaded on really fast players who can get open. Ours are more, I wouldn't say our players are as fast. Godwin's pretty fast, but Godwin and Evans are really good at making contested catches and, jumping up in traffic and things like that. But yeah, I'm very excited about the season. I want you all to comment down below, what are your expectations for Gronk? I'm going to say on the season, not including playoffs, I'm going to say about 750 to 850 yards and 7 to 8 touchdowns. That is my prediction. I want you guys to comment down below your predictions and let me know what you think. What do you think of this signing? How excited do you feel? Like, it's starting to feel like, Tampa Bay is going to get to the Super Bowl. Like, we're all in on this year. It's starting to feel like it's a Super Bowl or bust year where we're investing so much on the team right now. But either way, super excited about it. And yeah, once again, if you are new here, make sure you click subscribe down below. Let's go Buck Nation. Let's go Bucks. Let's go Gronk, Tom Brady. It's going to be an exciting year, and hopefully this coronavirus does not take it away from us. I don't want to watch the season with no fans, but if we absolutely have to, so be it. I want to see this team at this age. I don't want the season to be delayed or canceled for next season, and then, they're a year older. They've taken so much time off. I want it now this year. Let's go Tampa, and as always, I am out.
Our offense tough, our defense rough. Go Bucks, go Bucks. Ain't no other team stopping us. Go Bucks, go Bucks.